Hi everybody, I have an unboxing. This is from Poland, so I think I know what it is. This is a Czech version of the mystical cats, or the kočičí as it's called. I think that's how you pronounce that. The name of that deck in Czech. What language do you, am I correct in saying Czech language, or am I completely showing my ignorance there? But anyway, so there it is. So that is the kočičí tarot, the mystical cats, the Czech version. According to the website, is the Czech version, or should I say the Polish version? Please feel free to let me know down below in the comment section. Feel free to educate me. So let me just grab So I'll put this aside for now. I'm going to focus on this one here. I've seen this on Instagram last year. The only difference is that it has gold gilding for this one. So let's focus on this one for now. Okay, I opened the door today because today is a bit warmer, and I think I've just let in some flies. So if you can hear them in the background, please. Apologies in advance. So the reason why a lot of us, this lovely box, I first saw this on Melissa's channel, Where My Soul Whispers, and it's larger. A lot of our complaints about this deck in its original publication is that it's small. I actually think that the gilding would have been much nicer in silver. So that's the book. It's beautifully packaged. Excuse me. Yeah, okay, I'm going to leave that for now. And yes, I'm still coughing. I have someone who's very, very generous have offered his spare, not a spare, but a handbook of the Shadowscape that he's not using. So I'm waiting on that because obviously I can't use this. So I'll put this in, but it's nicely bound, it's compact, it's just beautifully, I think the packaging, this is so much better than the English version. So let's take this out. Yeah, so instead of that sort of silvery edge, this is just light gray. It is about as shiny, there it is, but it's not too glossy. It's extremely high sheen, as you can see, but it isn't sticky glossy. And the edges here, instead of that silvery luster that you have with the, what's the original? Is it Llewellyn? This is very, very light gray. And I don't have the original because I've gifted it away. I just couldn't use it. But the image is definitely a lot clearer. I think the edges are a little bit, let me crack it. Ooh, the edges here are a little bit bound together. Okay, so that's, okay. So that's the cover. If somebody wanna compare this edition with the original English, I think it's Llewellyn, I would love to see that comparison. I no longer own the original deck. So, and the back is more, the undertone of the color of the back is a bit colder. I think from my memory, the original English Llewellyn edition is a little bit warmer, so it has a little bit more reddish undertone. Yeah, I mean the difference, I think the original is like 2/3 of it like that maybe, or just a little bit bigger, but it makes all the difference. I wouldn't say this is double in size. As I said, from memory, I think the original is about 2/3. But it just makes so much difference. I would love to see something like this, you know, maybe a little bit bigger, but this has just given so much more clarity. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to get along with this just yet, because it's not my usual art style, but there's something about it that's calling to me. The edges stick together. So the images are the same, and there's a lot of flip through of the Shadowscape already. So I'm not going to go through the whole deck. As you can see, the names are not in English, and so in my original deck I have cut the titles completely. So I was actually a little bit lost come to the minors. I didn't have as much trouble with the majors, but come to the minors it was a little difficult, because before trimming I didn't actually get to know the deck first. I just couldn't stand the borders. And this time, because it's not in English, it'll be interesting to see how I'm going to be able to find the cards in the handbook, because I'm not quite sure if the handbook includes pictures or not. So, yeah. So half the time I actually wasn't sure what I was looking at. But it'll be fun. It'll be fun. I like the fact that the images are larger. I know that I think Veronica Jude has scanned the images of her Shadowscape, enlarged the images, and then reprint the deck for herself, so that she has a huge, like a big reproduction of her own deck in larger size. And I think Christine of Christine and Celeste done that for Navigator of the Mystic Sea Tarot. So they scan the images, enlarge them, and then print them for themselves. But I don't have the patience of scanning cards one by one. I just don't. I hardly have the patience to edge cards, where you have to do it one by one. Scanning them one by one is just, oh nah, I just don't have the patience. So yeah, so I'm very much looking forward to receiving the handbook, and hopefully I can figure out what images I'm looking at, especially the minors, because this is as good as without titles really, because I don't obviously understand those. And because of that, I'm actually really contemplating on just trimming this completely, but it means losing the gilding, and I just can't bear to cut gildings off. Yeah, so I'm not that brave. So we'll see. If I do trim this, I'll come back and show you guys. And if I do trim this, I will definitely etch this in purple and silver, which is what I did with my old, my other deck, the one that I gifted away. So the edges are a bit sticky. I really love the way it's packaged. I think it's really, really nice. And I think, yep, the deck is liquid enough. It's quite smooth against each other. I just have to slowly separate them. So that's the Czech version of the Shadowscape. I'll put the link of the shop below. Bye.